I think every election we've had in this century has been a climate election.
So just your name and title?
Karen Barlow, Chief Political Correspondent for the Saturday paper. Okay, so this week things just changed, and it has to do with an interview that Peter Dutton gave to the Australian newspaper where he marked 2 years as opposition leader. And look, it was a bit of a muddy sort of interview, but he was trying to be very strong. It led to confusion and further reporting stating that the coalition was going to pull out of the Paris Agreement. Now, whoa, okay. Big alarm within the coalition. I've spoken to members such as Bridget Archer in the Liberal Party, and she says, whoa, hell, this was actually something that she wasn't expecting, and hey, shouldn't we be holding the government to account? This is something that hadn't gone through the party room. I've spoken also to Ted O'Brien, the energy and climate spokesperson for the coalition, and he says, well, we haven't pulled out of the climate agreement, but we are trying to say that this goal that the Labor government set in government is unattainable, and we can't meet it, so it's worthless, and essentially that's trashing that particular target. What we're seeing here is some alarm with the moderate Liberals, and on the other side we're actually seeing that the Nationals, such as Barnaby Joyce, the former leader, and Matt Canavan, say that we shouldn't be in the Paris Agreement at all, and that we should get out of it, and that we're essentially being dudded by countries such as China, Indonesia and India, who they say are doing very little on climate change and making it difficult for countries such as Australia, and we're losing jobs. So there's a bit of confusion when it popped up. There's been a bit of walking back, and it's essentially made climate the story of the week. It's just been running with a life of its own, and it's something that the Labor government wants to talk about. I've spoken to the Prime Minister. He says that, well, this is actually not democracy. You must take this to the Australian people. So there is essentially no target. It's going to be a cause of great discussion all the way up to the next election. And it just fuels this climate wars, this so-called climate wars yet again. I think we're being quietly and now quite obviously walking straight bang into the election campaign. The Prime Minister has to call it before May next year, but we're kind of here now.